Welcome back to Advent of Code. Today we're working on day 18, and as usual, feel free to drop a like, it really helps a ton. Let's get right in. So today we have some math problem, although it doesn't really work like it should be working. So what changes is the operator precedence. So usually here you would do first this, then do the sum of everything, if I'm not mistaken. But today here we're like doing the plus here first, that returns 3, then we do 3 times 3. So yeah, like we're just going from left to right. There is no other rules except the parentheses. So as usual, I've got my little setup here. We want to find some good test cases, so I'm gonna start by copy pasting some test cases. Okay, I've copy pasted a bunch of test cases. Hopefully this should be enough for us to debug everything. Now we can get started and implement everything. So we're gonna check for each lines, and actually we're just gonna start with line of 0. We're going to create a function, Let's create a function solve so that it's a bit easier. Solve here, and this is going to return something. So we're just going to do a console log here to output the result of this. So this is going to be a string here, and this is where we're going to do all of the work. So first of all, we're just not going to care about the parentheses. We're just going to be focusing on this kind of equation. So what I was thinking, is just actually let's add a console log right away. We want to split the string, I think. So tokens equal string that's split with a space. I think that's going to be best to have tokens instead of having a full string. So here this token, we're going to be const tokens. So let's run that, because we want to run that, make sure everything is working fine. Okay. Day 18.js, we've got this and we've got this. So we've got something that looks good, and what we need to do here, we know that we need to add 1 plus 2. So I think what I'm going to just be doing, I'm just going to say tokens of the first 3 tokens. We're going to be just joining that, and we're going to be evaluating that, and that is giving us the sum of the 2 first tokens, if I'm not mistaken. So this is correct. This is 1 plus 2. So we're good here. And so basically what we want to do, this sum and then have this equation and we do that again and again and again. So here, in order to have the full equation, we're going to have to join that, to concat that with tokens that slice starting at 3, I believe, yeah, because we want starting here. I think that looks good. Let's try that. Oh yeah, actually we need to, we're gonna make a for loop, and here tokens. So while, oh no, just a loop. While tokens.length is more than 1, we do that. I believe that should be good. And here we're going to be console logging the tokens, and we're going to be return tokens of 0 here. Let's try that. So at first we have this long equation, then we have 3 here, then we have 9, 13, 65, 71, and in the end we return 71. So we have already, with this simple piece of code, something that works. That's super cool. So this works by doing these specific steps. But now we need to deal with the parentheses. And usually with parentheses, you want to have a grammar. Oh, I closed my editor. So when you have parentheses, usually what you want to do is have something that parses the grammar. So that's a bit complex to do, and I don't want to dive that deep in the problem. So what I would love to do is use this function that solves something that has no parentheses, and yeah, that's it. So that's what we're gonna do. And what I'm thinking we can do is solve with parentheses string. And what I think we can do here is use a nice while loop to make sure we get rid of the parentheses. So while there is a parenthesis in the string, what we're going to do is we're going to be using string.replace, and here we're going to be using a specific regular expression, and here we're going to replace that with something else. So let's first do the regular expression. So what we want in the regular expression, we want an opening parenthesis. And an opening parenthesis, we have to escape it because parenthesis is a special character in a regular expression, so that's what we do. Then we want any character that is not an opening or a closing parenthesis several times, and then we want the closing parenthesis. So here we're going to say group. Actually, let's just double check the regular expression. Let's just take the MDN string replace. I'm going to be checking that because there might be some little tricks here. The function, it has the matches and then it has the groups. So we want to have capture groups to ease our work. So here, this we don't care, the match, and then we have group 1. And in order to capture group, we're going to use parentheses, not escape here, so that we capture everything that is in the parentheses. So here, you know what, we're just going to be console logging the group 1 and returning, because I don't want to make something bad. I don't want to make an infinite loop. And here we're going to take this example. Let's go with that. So here we're going to say, we're going to copy paste this line. Let's say solve with parentheses lines of 1. And here we see that out of this equation we get this, which is exactly what we wanted, and this, which is exactly what we wanted. And the goal is going to be to get this string and to replace these two things by the result of the value. And how can we replace this by something else? Is we just have to return solve group 1. Let's rename group 1. We're going to say equation. Equation? Yeah, whatever. Matched. No, group. Let's just say group. And here, what I would like to do is here to log the string. Let's try that. And here we have 1 plus 6 plus 44. So I believe we have 1 plus 6 plus 44. So here we have an equation when we were able to remove all parentheses and compute the output. So this is really exciting. Now we just have to return solve of string, which is we're just solving everything using the function already here, and we have 51. 51 is the result that was expected from us. So we are good. I can remove a bit of console log here, and we're going to be doing a for each. For each on the lines. line, and here we want solve with parenthesis line. We want to log that, console.log, so we can check if everything is working. So let's do a quick check here. 71, 51, 26. That looks good. Everything is great. So now we have to get the puzzle out input, which looks fairly big. We're gonna replace our original input by this input, and we need to evaluate and sum all values. Looks fair, that's fair. So here we're gonna say let sum equals 0, and here we're gonna say sum plus equal this. We solve the equation and we can log the sum in the end, and we get quite a big number. That looks a bit frighteningly high. Let's check this out. This is good. Yeah, we proceeded really step by step, so that's why it just worked in the end. Let's go to part 2. I'm gonna read that. Okay, so in this second step, this is the same problem, except that now the addition have a higher priority than the multiplications. So basically we need to do this addition, and this addition, and then we do the multiplications. Do we just have additions and multiplications? Yeah, we don't have minus numbers, right? We don't have minus something. Let's double check. Yeah, no minus, we just have a plus, and we have no divided by, so that's going to be just plus and multiplied. So we didn't have to check that thanks to the eval here. I think we're going to be replacing this solve function. So here we're going to be passing this solve function here. And the idea is that we can reuse this function, passing another one that is going to be called solve2 for part 2. And that's cool, that's really cool. So now in part 1 we are using this. You know what? First of all, before we do anything, we're just going to be taking this input and pasting it, because now we need to solve this specific equation. I hope this is called equation, by the way. I keep using this word, this expression. Maybe we're going to use that word instead. So now what I'm suggesting is we're not going to be using this way to split into token and adding the first 3 tokens, but we're going to be using this method instead. We're going to be reusing this one. So we're going to check while there is a plus in the string, then we're going to be replacing string.replace. So now this is going to be a bit different. We need a digit, a space, a plus, a space, and another digit. And this is something, so match we don't care, but group, so first number and second number. I believe this is how we can do it. And we are going to return first number plus second number. Oops. Second number. Let's try that, because I'm a bit afraid we're not doing the right thing. So here we're going to be doing a capture group, and here we're going to be doing another capture group. And this capture group is putting this number in first number and this second number in this second number variable. And then we can return eval of string. And here this eval is just going to be multiplying everything. So before we do anything here, we should be logging the string here. So this is for part 1. Let's just get that and do that for part 2. Here we just have to have the same thing with solve2. Let's make sure this is a sum. Yeah, this is a sum. So this is exactly the same. Notice we are using the same parenthesis function, but then we just provided the solve2 function. So that here it's calling this function instead of this one. This is kind of dependency injection. Why not? You know, this is making things very clean. Okay, here we have an issue. We can't create a new sum function, new sum variable. We need to initialize it back to 0. Okay, so here we have an infinite loop. This is an issue, and it's gonna be just infinity. So now we're going to be doing the same thing, but we're going to have a little return here that should make things a bit better. So let's log as well before the replace here. So this is exactly the same. So we're going to be logging here the first number and second number. Okay, this did not match. So we have an issue in here, and as you can see, the issue is this plus. The plus is a special characters in regular expression, so you need to escape it. And this is matching an actual plus. So now we have 1 plus 2 that is matched, and it returns 1 plus 2, 12. That is not correct. Another issue is when you use plus between two strings in JavaScript, this is concatenating the two strings, and here we need to make sure we pass int both strings. And now instead of having 1 plus 2 equal 12, we have 1 plus 2 equal 3, which is making more sense. We have at the end an expression that is just a list of multiplications, so we can remove all that, and the eval is going to be multiplying each number together. And we should have 231. Let's check. 231, we have the right answer. Now I'm just going to be doing a Ctrl-Z here, to get the previous full input. And we can run that, get an answer, submit it, and this is it. Thank you so much for the support in this series. Please drop a like, drop a nice comment, subscribe. It helps a ton. So thank you very much, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.